Hello and welcome to Bilingual Analytics. My name is Roland. I'm here to help you to learn more about Power BI. Today, I would like to share with you a way to run A/B testing on a report design to find the best user interface and user experience. In other words, which might be an oversimplification, what happens when you are not sure about the visuals or any other aspect of the UI of your report? First of all, let's clarify what is an A/B testing. It is a user experience research method, and the definition for it is something like this. A/B testing is a way to compare two versions of a single variable, typically by testing a subject response to option A against option B, and finding which of the two options is more effective. These options are similar, except for one variation, which might affect the user's behavior. This means that in our test, everything must be the same, except for one variable. For this demo, that one variable is going to be the visual type. But please, keep in mind that it can be almost anything in your scenario. This video is only about the idea, the implementation is up to you. The second part of the topic is user interface and user experience. UI is what we interact with, while UX is about the experience, whether positive, negative or neutral, about those interactions. Of course, there are best practices to follow when it comes to the data viz, but in some cases it's not black and white what to choose. In addition to that, us, report creators, might not be able to answer all questions when it comes to the data itself and how our users would prefer to interact with the data. Using the report must be intuitive, useful, and provide value to the user. Keep this in mind rather than strictly sticking to the best practice that you can find in a book or online. And if you want to learn more about this topic, I suggest learning about the usability honeycomb from Peter Morville. But we are getting slightly off topic here. So today we are going to combine a couple of topics we have covered here in Bilingual Analytics. These topics are page navigation with buttons, advanced row-level security to limit which report page is available to which user, and measuring usage with usage metrics report. I'm not going to cover all of these in detail, but links are available down below if you want to learn more about these concepts. There is one more thing before we head over to Power BI Desktop. If you find this video useful and got value out of it, please let me know by either hitting the like button or subscribing to the channel. With that said, let's start building our A/B testing. We are on the main sales report page and we have a sales comparison chart on the top right with last year year-to-date sales and year-to-date sales. Let's pretend that some of our users came back to us and said that they would like to see just year-to-date sales and, in a sense, the split for each product or product range. Some of them were asking for a pie or donut chart, some for a column chart, and some had no expectations about the visual type, just wanting to see the specific data. This is a great user feedback and I, the report creator, must address them. It could be either by educating them how to filter out last year year-to-date sales from this visual, or providing additional bits and pieces. For the sake of this demo, let's say that I decided to add an extra page with either a bar chart or a donut chart. DataViz best practice says that if we have more than 5 or 6 slices, a pie or donut chart is not the best visual representation of the data. But people still love them, right? After I recorded the whole video, I realized that I should have called the first page column chart. So, apologies for the confusion. It is a column chart, but I will keep referring to it as bar chart. Make sure that these pages are hidden, so users won't be able to just click on the page and mess up our experiment. Firstly, we need to set up a dynamic page navigation. I'm going to enter data and call the table report pages. There are only two fields needed, one called pages and the other one is sort order. Technically, sort order is not needed for this to work, but I still prefer to have it there. Let's also create two measures, one for selected page, which is a simple selected value measure, and the other one is a selected page text measure, something that I will be able to use in a button. Now that's done, I'm going to add the blank button to the page and format it nicely. Under the Action menu, let's set page navigation, and for the destination, click on the FX button. Select the selected page measure, and we have a page navigation button. Finishing touch is to group these two elements and make sure that we turn on Maintain Layer Order. To make sure that the button works, I need to assign the bar chart and the donut chart to our users. While randomly assigning those pages sounds like an easy option at first, I would strongly advise to go with either responsibility and within the same responsibility do a random assignment, or go with skills. More text savvy and less text savvy, so we get a good sample. I decided to go with random assignment within a department. There are 5 bar chart users and 5 donut chart users, excluding myself. With that done, the final piece to the puzzle is RLS, to limit users' access to the page that they should be testing. Using the same DAX measure that I used in the advanced RLS video, I just add to the report pages table and we are good to go. Now that we have all the bits and pieces ready for testing, it is time to publish our report and let our users test it. Let me show you what the published report looks like for 2 users, one with bar chart access and another one with donut chart access. In this session, I'm logged in as Vinny, our sales leader for APAC, and I can click on the button to go to the bar chart page and find year-to-date sales and year-to-date sales split by products in a bar chart. In the second session, I logged in as Jared, sales leader for EMEA, and you see the button now shows donut chart, and by clicking on it, we arrive to the donut chart report page. This wasn't too difficult to set up, and if we let our users to test it for a couple of days, maybe a week or so, we can get some great insights out from their usage. So let me switch back to my account, and I'm going to jump straight to the usage metrics report. On the bottom, I'm going to change to see details for report pages. Bar chart page was accessed by 6 users 26 times during the test period, and the donut chart was opened 10 times by 4 users. During the first couple of days, probably everyone logged in and clicked on the button to see what's new. However, after that, the donut database probably failed to meet the real expectations of the business. That's why they abandoned it. Seeing such a huge difference in usage is an indication that the page with the donut chart may not be useful, insightful, intuitive to use. In other words, it is failing to provide a good user experience. But please, apply some common sense before you make drastic decisions. Keep in mind that some users might be on leave during testing or may not have the time to check the report daily, and so on. It's also a good idea to double check with those who haven't used the donut chart the reasons why they were not able to utilize it. Never be afraid of talking to your users. They have the best knowledge about what makes their boat float. As I flagged in the beginning, this is just an example I wanted to prepare, and I know that in real life having that extra page wouldn't help to reveal significantly more details. But think about all the enhancements that you would normally add to your report. With an option like this, you can easily test if it adds value or not. Or think about different accessibility options. Maybe there are some users who would benefit from a slightly different color theme that is not in line with the company's main colors. Or users who might not be that data savvy and they would like to see everything in charts instead of tables or matrices. There are lots of options to explore, and all of these have the potential to drive a better UI, and with that, a smoother user experience. It's also a great way to show users that you are willing to listen to their feedback and want to provide them reports that are useful for them, not something that you just implement straight from books. If they got used to Excel reports with lots of pivot tables, and you create a Power BI report that only contains visual representation of the data, they might get lost. It's great and everything, but going through tons of changes from one day to another might not be their cup of tea. Always keep the user experience in your focus, as your report's success depends on usage. And at the end of the day, your success depends on the success of your reports. If you want to learn more about page navigation with buttons, advanced row-level security, or usage metrics report, make sure to check out these videos. Links are available in the video description below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or enjoy this video, use those buttons below and let me know what you think about this idea in the comment section. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope that you learned something new and interesting from today's episode and you will be able to implement this for your reports. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons before you leave or before you watch one from the above videos. Until the next one, see ya!